Mark Rogers TV with typically instant analysis when the final seconds tip off the clock in the final minutes of the fourth quarter. We provide you the instant analysis as soon as possible of the key games across college football each and every Saturday. But this one, no reason to wait. We're going to jump right on it and then focus on some other action in the afternoon. Oklahoma State, 7 drives, 7 touchdowns, and leading Pitt 49-14. They have just started the third quarter, and let's make it 8 drives and 8 touchdowns as the Cowboys have tacked it on again to make it 56-14. So the Cowboys get the opening kickoff, 7 plays, 75 yards, and a touchdown just like that, and it's 7-0. And our confidence pick of Oklahoma State -11 looking rather good. The Cowboys, with the matchup that they have with their elite playmakers and with Mason Rudolph at the controls against a Pitt secondary that has been porous for the last year and a half, was not a good matchup, and this is the result. Pitt's secondary was ripped up by Youngstown State for over 300 yards passing and 4 touchdowns in an overtime win at home. Penn State led 21-0, let off the throttle. That's more Penn State style, cruising to a win. So this one, with Oklahoma State's style of play and with the playmakers and speed that they have, and with the quarterback in play, one of the top 5 in the nation, this is what this could have turned out to be, and this is Pitt's worst nightmare. So Pitt gets the ball down 7-0, and it's 3 and out just like that. They get a really good punt inside the 10-yard line, get a sack of Mason Rudolph that was that close to being a safety. Rudolph spins around in the tackle, knows where he is on the field and that he needs to get the ball out of the end zone, reaches out to the 1-yard line. That was key, because even though the Panthers had Oklahoma State in 3rd and long, the Cowboys ran it off the left side, get the first down. Justice Hill beats the Pitt defenders to the corner, and that's what happened time and time again. Oklahoma State, way too talented in space, too quick, too athletic. The scheme of the offense, Mike Gundy and company know what they're doing, scheming an offense. And this is one of the very best in college football. So we had that 3rd and long converted by Justice Hill, and that, of course, turned into another touchdown drive. This one, 96 yards in 10 plays, and it was 14-0 when, again, a really well-designed play by Oklahoma State moved everything left. The Pitt safeties bit Dylan Stoner, the tight end, in the slot right, went straight down the field, was wide open. The safety caught him, didn't bring him down. Dennis Briggs with a missed tackle, and it's now 14-0. Well, it was still a game, at least on the scoreboard. Max Brown has not been impressive through 2.5 games. He had a wide open Jester Weah, his main deep threat down the left sideline. Weah burned the corner, and this is one of the best deep ball receivers in college football. We've talked about it many times here. 24.5 yards per reception last year. 10 touchdowns on just like 36 receptions, wide open. Max Brown missed him. It could have been 14-7, and they would have stayed in the game a little bit longer. But Brown missed him. He missed a lot of passes last week against Penn State in particular. He checked down a lot against Youngstown State. Max Brown still not comfortable in the offense and not utilizing his playmakers on the outside. The Pitt rushing game, mostly except for gadget plays, shut down by the Cowboys on defense. Okay, the Heisman play of the day by Mason Rudolph was a play in which he was bottled up in the pocket. He had nowhere to go. He circled out, shook a few tackles or would-be tackles, rolled left, and made a tremendous throw downfield to Marcel Aitman. He should have been tackled. Another missed tackle by the Pitt secondary. So this is kind of a combination of Oklahoma State playmakers having a lot of shake, a lot of wiggle, but Pitt secondary doesn't just not cover, they don't tackle. It was awful. Pat Narduzzi has got to fix Pitt's defense, in particular, the secondary specifically. All right, second quarter, Pitt had a 4th and 5. They're down 21-0 at midfield. I had no issue with them going for it on 4th and 5. They come out of a timeout. Every coaching staff has 4 or 5 plays that they love in certain situations, whether it be short yardage or a mid-range play like a 4th and 5. They throw a back shoulder down the sideline there was no design to the play. It was a one-on-one, basically asking the wide receiver to beat the defensive back and just make a play one-on-one. No design to the play to fool anyone and get somebody open. And Max Brown made an awful throw, and the receiver wasn't open. And that was pretty much all she wrote. Poor design in the play right there for Pitt. So the Panthers season looks to be heading toward what I expected in my projection at 5-7, and they could easily be 0-3. Right now, it's 8 drives, it's 8 touchdowns for Oklahoma State. How good are the Cowboys? Well, they will now step into Big 12 play. It would have been nice to have seen them play one of the better teams out of a Power 5 conference like Oklahoma versus Ohio State. This is not a bad series, so I'm not blaming Oklahoma State for scheduling the Pitt series, because typically these are fairly comparable seeds out of their like conferences. Oklahoma State's been a better program, but not substantially better than Pitt over the last 5 to 10 years, but they've been more of a 9 to 10 win program, while Pitt's been more in the 7 to 8 win range. Oklahoma State drubbing Pitt after the win in Stillwater by a touchdown when the teams were more evenly matched last year. Would love to get your call on Oklahoma State football. This looks to be one of the best offensive teams in the nation. Defensively, they bend, but they don't break. They do have speed and athleticism. Would love to see them play a good offense, and they'll be playing several in the Big 12. So we'll see how the defense responds in the coming weeks. Pitt football in a bit of a mess right now. We have certain expectations of Pitt, and they are not elite, but we have expectations for them to reach postseason play and win 7 or 8 games per year. And this edition is not going to get that done as the way it currently looks. All right. Would love to hear your comments. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Join me for the best bloggers and broadcasters in our in-depth, lengthy conversations, and we make those available in audio version on Podbean, iTunes, and Stitcher. Just search Mark Rogers TV.